The County Sheriff's Office, can I help you?
Hi, this is Amy at the ER. I have a young mother that just came in here stating her boyfriend is driving from Lyman to Evanston with her 2-year-old son in the car, and the child is unresponsive.
Okay, so...
He's unresponsive. They're almost to the TA.
Is he conscious and breathing?
He's breathing, but he won't wake up.
Do you need an ambulance to meet them then?
Yes, I need an ambulance.
When Shannon Sherman encountered Jessie Hartley, she believed she had discovered someone to share her life with, a person who would deeply care for her and her young son, Brandon. Initially, everything appeared promising. The couple moved in together, and Hartley seemed genuinely committed to playing a fatherly role in Brandon's life, caring for him as his own child. However, on May 1st, 2018, while Sherman was out with a friend, Hartley was responsible for looking after Brandon. After some time, Sherman received a distressing call from Hartley informing her that he had discovered Brandon unresponsive in the tub. Frantic and fearful, Sherman rushed to the hospital only to learn that her son had passed away, raising suspicions that Hartley might have been involved.
All right. I can't remember anything I did. All right. That wasn't so bad, huh?
Huh?
That wasn't too long.
No, it wasn't. Sorry.
Oh, you're all right, buddy. Let's see there. What business? Alright, so today is May 3rd, 2019 at 1:22. With Jessie at the Union County Jail. Will you just state your whole name for me?
Jesse James Hartley.
Okay, and your date of birth?
06/09/1999.
Okay. I'm going to read you something really quick just so you understand. If you want to answer questions, great. If not, I'll bring you back. Okay, but you have to be aware that you don't have to say anything to me. Do you understand that? Okay. You have the right to have an attorney present for any questioning. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there anything you say I can use against you in court? Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
And you can have an attorney present if you can't afford one. One can be provided for you at no cost. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At any time you can exercise this. Like I said, be done, and we'll head back. Okay. After having explained that to you, would you like to answer some questions?
It just depends on the question.
Okay.
So I can stop at any time.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You absolutely can.
Right.
And I can, and I'll just take you back. At any time you want to be done, just let me know.
Right.
Okay? I've just kind of gone over everything. I want to touch base with you again, and just have you run down those events again after Shannon left.
Okay.
So just tell me what happened from that point forward.
We just got done eating. Could probably go into more detail and a little bit calmer.
Just put it, yeah, because you remember things now that you may not have been.
Yeah, I was a little bit freaked out when you guys talked to me at the hospital. He was just getting done eating, like as Shannon was leaving, I'm gonna say. And I got up. He picked up his mess from eating and pulled out some cars. We're playing with some cars, you know. Like I told you before, it was a normal day. We just play. Went into the kitchen, or I should say living room, and played a few games of...
There was a striking absence of emotional reaction from Hartley following Brandon's tragic passing, leaving everyone who interacted with him to observe this unusual calmness in the face of such a distressing event.
Fortnite. I don't know if you know what that is. It's just a video game.
Oh, okay.
But he likes to sit there and play with a fake controller while I played, so we did that for a little bit. And then I got up, I was like, you want to go play with your toys? He's like, yeah. And I was like, alright, we can go put on some Boss Baby. So we took him into his room, put on some Boss Baby, let him play with his toys for a little bit. I went back to my game. Went back in there, checked on him, asked him if he wanted to take a bath, took him in for a bath, put him in the bath, sat with him until it was done filling up, played with him for like 2 seconds, and then I got up, went into the kitchen, opened the fridge door, grabbed Code Red, took a few drinks out of it, sat there for probably like 5 seconds, set the drink down, and then went back in there and picked him up out of the bath, and he spit blood on my face, and I tried performing CPR, which failed, where I then freaked out.
At the time Hartley discovered Brandon, the child had already passed away, making CPR useless in reviving him due to the severity of his injuries.
I was doing it wrong the whole time. And now look where I'm at, and I miss him so much. Sorry.
Okay.
Continue.
When you walked into the bathroom, and he was in the bathtub, tell me again how you, where was he at in the bathtub? How was he lying?
I honestly couldn't, all I could tell you is lying face down. I couldn't really tell you where, like in the middle, I guess. I don't know.
And you pulled him out of the tub?
I started performing CPR. I realized it wasn't working, so I left this out.
Each time, the detective highlighted an inconsistency, Hartley changed parts of his story.
Last time you asked me why I put a diaper on him, but literally in the matter of seconds, I picked his legs up, put the diaper halfway on him, and then I picked him up, and as I picked him up, I threw the diaper on him. I know you guys may think that's weird, but I didn't want to take him out and sat naked.
Okay.
Didn't. So I took just 2 seconds to do that.
At what point did he spit up blood on you?
When I picked him up.
So right when you got him?
I almost want to say, like, as I picked him up, I kind of squeezed him and kind of forced some of that out. I, like, not, like, squeezed him, but, like, I just kind of picked him up. And I almost want to say me picking him up caused him to, like, cough out, like, a bloody water on me.
Was that when you got him right out of the tub, or after you put the pull-up on?
It was after I pulled him out of the tub, like, right as I pulled him
Right
out.
as you pulled him up, then he spit on you?
Yeah.
Was it a lot?
It was still on my face whenever I don't want to say it was a lot, no.
Okay. And it was, you think it was blood?
I believe so. It could have been throw up because whenever we were performing CPR on him in the car, a bunch of throw up was coming up.
Okay.
Contrary to Hartley's description, no evidence of the blood splatter he mentioned was discovered at the scene.
So, did you have any issues with Brandon that day? Was he behaving? Was he misbehaving? Was he in a good mood, bad mood?
When he first woke up, he was in a meh mood, but he usually is, and he was fine after that.
Okay.
He was good.
Do you ever lose your temper with him? No.
That little boy is like the only thing that keeps me calm.
Right.
Like, I don't know, like, I could be pissed off at the whole world, and there were days where I'd be pissed off at the whole world, and, like, he'd come up and talk to me, and I'd feel fine.
Hartley seemed to make an excessive effort to emphasize his bond with Brandon, which appeared somewhat forced or exaggerated to those around him.
I'd feel fine. I'd want to play with him. He did the complete opposite. Don't get me wrong, there were times where he frustrated me, but I'm 18 years old, and like, I'd really, whenever he would frustrate me, I'd stay calm, step back, and look at like what my mom would do. And that's like where the timeout came from. He started going to timeout because I found it more constructive than whooping his ass. I found it way more constructive than, because when Shannon would spank him, she'd swat his butt, like he'd be freaking out, she'd swat his butt, and then he'd freak out some more, and then we'd stand there, let him calm down, and he'd calm down, and then everything would be fine. I'm like, why? So my idea was, why can't we just, he's freaking out, put him in a chair, let him freak out, and then that's that. Like, that little boy helped me a lot with with a lot of my temper, and I don't even have a temper, but he helped me with my anger. He helped me with, I don't know, actually thinking things through, I guess.
Did you ever lose your temper with him?
No.
No. You never pushed you to a point, because I mean, kids get they're frustrating sometimes.
Yeah.
They are frustrating. They throw fits.
I remember one time I tried getting him to use the potty all day long, and he stood up from the potty, pissed all over me.
Yeah.
Pissed all over me.
Right.
And like, I looked at him, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, you can't go to the bathroom, but you can piss all over me? But I kept my calm. I went in, I changed my pants, I changed his clothes. He sat in timeout, came out, I was like, look dude, you can't just pee on the floor, you're not a dog. You gotta use the potty. He's like, okay. And like, it sounds ridiculous as I talk to him like that, but like, he's a really smart kid. You could talk to him like that, and I felt like he understood.
Okay. Did you ever hit him anywhere besides his little bottom?
No. I knocked him on the bum twice in my entire life.
Well, here's the unpleasant part. Okay, I told you on Tuesday that we were going to do an autopsy, and we were going to find out what caused him to stop breathing and die. Right? I told you we were going to find that out, and we did. So when I tell you the reason why he died, I want to know if you're going to have anything else to tell me, because what you told me does not match up in any way with what the doctor found. Okay?
What did the doctor find?
He did not drown. Okay? Brandon did not drown. I know that to be fact.
Okay, then how did he have so much water in his lungs? Why did I find him in the bathtub?
There was no presence of water found in Brandon's lungs, contradicting the expectation that there would be if he had drowned in the tub as initially indicated.
Well, here's what I think. I think something happened on Tuesday, man. I don't know what. I don't know if you just got to that point where you were extremely frustrated with him, because that happens. Kids are frustrating.
I would never do that to him, though.
Do what?
I would never hurt him like that. I would never kill him. I wouldn't do that. I know what you're trying to assume on me right now. I would never hurt him.
And I would never, I'm not saying that you set out, alright, today's Tuesday, I'm going to...
I'm not saying that that's what you're saying. I'm saying I would never get to the point where I'd snap. I have never got to the point where I've never gotten to the point where I snapped and hurt him. So I don't think I'd go to the point of killing him.
Okay, well I've never said that you set out to end his life.
That's what you were just saying, though.
No, I never said that you set out to end his life. Okay, I don't think that.
I think what you're saying is that I snapped.
I think something bad happened, and I'm going to explain why. Okay, something happened that day before you put him in that van. I know this. The hospital knows it. The pathologist knows this.
What's a
okay,
pathologist?
And you know, he's the doctor, the medical doctor that performed the autopsy. Okay, he was the one, I was there, and he told me the cause of death. And I asked him, did the boy drown? No, he did not. He did not drown. Okay, I think something happened, you got upset.
I wasn't upset at him.
Did you guys have a little wrestling match, a little tussle? Did you?
No, I told you. Okay, so I told you how he was eating in his room, right? The reason why he was eating in his room, and you could go and ask his mother this, is he fell out of the table and hit his head earlier that day. Okay.
The sudden mention of a fall by Hartley appears to be a newly introduced detail, conveniently brought up when an explanation for Brandon's injuries was required, raising suspicions about its validity or timing.
So that's the only other injury that day that I know that he got. We weren't wrestling. I didn't hit him. I wasn't mad at him. Nothing.
Okay. Let me tell you how this works. I have a piece of paper that I fill out, right? And I send it up to our county prosecutor. And I write down what you told me.
Okay.
I write down what the pathologist found.
Okay.
And I send that up to her. And she's going to look at that, and she's going to see either you told the truth or that you lied, and what goes along with the pathologist, okay?
Okay.
And let me tell you, the little boy didn't die in the bathtub. He did not drown. Do you
I
know
don't think
how
he died in the bathtub because he was still breathing when I pulled him out. When I told you this, he was still breathing all the way up to the point of THA, the last point I saw him breathing, so I don't think he died in the bathtub either, but...
And I'm not saying that there wasn't some life in him then. But what I'm saying is that boy died of a brain injury.
Brandon's injuries were so severe that survival for more than 15 minutes would have been medically impossible.
He died from being shook.
From being shook.
From being shook. I know this to be fact.
Could it have been from me, like, running around the house with him?
No, absolutely not.
I don't know. I didn't shake him. I would not do that.
Well, listen, like I said, you and I probably won't get a chance to talk again after this.
Okay.
So like I said, what you tell me is what's going to go on this document and what I'm going to send up.
Okay.
We have our scientific fact of what's going up. That's going up.
Okay.
The cause of death is going up.
Okay.
Now, if you're going to sit here and lie to me, that's
I'm not
also
lying,
going to go on there too.
I'm not
Okay.
lying to you, sir. I promise you. I pulled the only time that I think he could have been shook is whenever I was running around with him, one arm around him, and his... That's the only time that I think he could have been shook.
Jesse, that's not how it works, though. It's not.
I don't know how it works.
It's a gentle shake. There are bruises on his body. There are bruises where the hands go when the baby shook. There are bruises where your hands were on his body. Now, like I said, if something happened and you got upset because he was being a brat,
I didn't.
like, you got to tell me. I'm the one that's going to listen. After this, you're on your own.
I didn't.
I am the only one that is going to listen to you. Do you understand that?
Yes, but are you listening to me?
I'm listening.
Because I didn't shake that baby, and if you honest to God think that you need to go look at someone else, because I'm not the one that shook him.
Look at someone else. Who? You had him in your care all day.
I know all day, but
he died.
I'm not the only one
in your care. Do you understand that?
Yes, I get that.
There was nobody else. Nobody.
What about days prior?
Nope. This happens immediate. This happens immediately. This is not something that takes time. This happens, they lose consciousness and they die. This happened at that house. Okay? Like I'm telling you, there's only a couple people that know what happened. Alright, you can sit here and tell me, no, he didn't get shook, he didn't get shook at all. I'm telling you right now, he did. Okay, there's a medical doctor that knows this.
Okay.
This happened. This is real. It happened. You were there. Jesse, if you love that little boy, if you love Shannon, it's time to get this figured out.
I didn't shake him. I didn't shake him.
Tell me what happened. He's
I didn't.
got wounds all over his head that are not just little from falling. He's got some serious bruising. Okay? Shannon doesn't know anything about that. She doesn't know anything about all that bruising. Alright? Something happened, and you need to tell me about it.
I didn't shake him. I would not shake him.
Tell me what happened.
Despite Hartley's stubborn protests of innocence, the reality remains that he was the sole person with access to Brandon during the incident.
The worst I've ever done to him is spank him. I would not shake him to death.
Tell me what happened on Tuesday, Jesse.
Nothing happened on Tuesday.
Something did.
I told you
that.
everything from word to word.
That's not what happened.
It is.
Jesse, if you sit here and lie to me, that doesn't mean I'm just going to say, alright.
I know. I don't expect you to be like, okay, you're free to go, but I'm telling you the truth. I didn't shake that baby. I didn't shake him. I didn't hit him. I wasn't even mad at him. I wasn't mad at him. It was a normal day. It was a normal day for me and him.
Jesse, that baby didn't just tip over and die.
I'm not saying that.
Something happened at that house. Something did. And I don't know if you're just too scared to tell me about it, to talk about it, if you think it'll make things worse, because I'm telling you right now, you can't go to more jail, you're in jail.
I know I'm
right?
in jail.
This is your opportunity. Like I said, once we leave here, Buddy, you're on your own.
I didn't shoot
And it
him.
looks a lot better for you if you tell the truth. If you go up and go through this process and flat out lie, it doesn't go well for you.
I'm not lying.
Because I will write down, if you tell me the truth, I will write that down and I will go talk to my prosecutor and I will tell her, he was honest with me, he told me the truth. Or I can hand it to her and say, he's on his own, I can do nothing for him.
Didn't shoot.
Jesse, something happened, that baby got shook. He did,
Wasn't
I
me.
know that.
It wasn't by me then.
Who was it?
I don't know.
Who
But
was
it wasn't by me.
You were there alone.
I didn't shake that baby.
You were alone.
I've never even grabbed him like that.
There are marks that say otherwise. That's
Marks
absolutely
with
not true.
Me
Absolutely.
grabbing him like that.
Yet there are bruises. There are hard bruises on that body.
The only
There's bruises on the face, on the
bruises
head.
I saw were right here and one on this side.
There are a lot of bruises, Jesse, and they're not bruises from just a toddler bumping into things. Okay, I've been doing this a while. Alright, the people that I work with do this all the time.
I'm aware of
That doctor has seen this. Okay, he's a smart man. He would know
Okay.
if this was some unintentional, because he deals with that stuff. He didn't want to, I know that. You probably love that little boy. He's a cute little kid. I've seen pictures. He's a handsome little guy. Nobody would set out to do that. He's a cute kid. He absolutely is. Something happened, man. I don't know if something just got out of control. If it was
He
an
got out of
accident.
control.
If you tried to
I don't know. Did I set him in the mouth wrong? Did I pick him up wrong? I don't know what I did. Please tell me. You're telling me it couldn't have been a little thing, but I feel like if I shook him to the point like you're saying, I would remember that. I would tell you that. You think that if I would have intentionally, not even intentionally, but you think if I would have killed this kid, and whether it was accident or on purpose, you think that I'm not as dumb as you think.
I've never said that.
But you
Ever.
You think I'm just straight up lying to you.
I do.
You think that, but I'm not.
I have proof.
Could I have picked him up wrong? Could I have carried him wrong? I don't know. I don't know. Please tell me. If there's something else, please tell me.
I agree with you. There is something else.
What?
Okay? I don't know what that is. I honestly don't think you're telling me the truth. I don't know if something happened that day.
The detective remains unaffected by Hartley's emotional display, recognizing it as a familiar reaction seen in numerous similar cases.
And you're too scared to talk about it.
I've
And
told
it's
you
okay.
everything.
Like,
I've told you
I'm telling you.
everything.
You can tell me what it is.
The only time I even picked him up was when I picked him up from the bath, for the bath. It's the only time I ever picked him up. And from whenever he fell down out of the table, that's the only time I ever picked him up. Aside of that, he walked all by himself.
Because those injuries are not caused from that. Okay? They're not. This is all out in the open. We know that body was traumatized. And it wasn't from being carried around wrong. We know that. Alright?
So you think I took him and I just shook the shit out of him for no reason?
Yes. Oh, for no reason, I don't know. I can't answer that. That's what I'm asking.
I wasn't mad at
Did
him.
he push you to that point?
No. Because it didn't happen. I didn't shake the shit out of him like that.
Were you high? Was this, honestly...
I wasn't high. I
Was it
wasn't.
something that you might not remember?
Do you think, look at me, do you think that THC affects you in that form? Honest to God.
Your memory?
Not even necessarily my memory, because I remember that day very clearly. But yeah, okay, I'll admit to you, THC definitely does affect your memory. It definitely does.
I know that.
Because it's my memory is shot. But I remember that day very clearly, because like I told you, I wasn't high. I wasn't on anything. Remember that day very clearly.
Okay.
Do you think that THC affects you in the sense that I'm just going to snap and shake a little boy?
I don't know.
You don't know if THC affects you that way?
I don't know how it affects you.
I can tell you right now, I've smoked marijuana since I was like 14 years old, and I can tell you right now it does not. if anything, it makes me feel like the same normal human being.
Okay. That's great.
Okay, I know that's not any of the topics, but I just wanted to make that very clear that I wasn't high, and marijuana was not the cause. It was not. It did not make me snap. I was not mad at him. I was nothing.
The detective has never explicitly stated belief in a specific cause, but is convinced that the incident might have been triggered by something as straightforward as the child unintentionally bothering Hartley on a particularly difficult day, leading to tragic consequences.
But do you understand where I'm coming from here? You're telling me this happened, and I'm telling you that boy did not die like you said. What am I supposed to think? That you're telling the truth?
What am I supposed to think? Because that's what happened. You're telling me that doctors are figuring out all this that is completely opposite from what I said, and like, how am I supposed to argue with that? I can't. I literally can't. I know that it's and if I was lying, I would have been like, yeah, dude, this is what happened, but I'm not. That's why I'm so dumbfounded at what to tell you, because I didn't lose my cool with him. I didn't shake him.
Jesse, that's not what that boy's body says.
I know exactly, and that's why I'm, like I said, so dumbfounded.
He got hurt. He got hurt bad.
And I would never do that to him. I love that kid like he's my own kid.
I'm not even
I wanted so much for that kid. I have been raised by two complete that told me that they would never leave me, and told me that they would take care of me and take care of my mother and do all this for me and do all this for my mother, and they didn't. I ended up being raised by a single mother, and then I come along, I meet this beautiful girl, this beautiful kid, and it turns out his dad's a piece of shit. Oh man, Jesse, you do what you do best.
Which is what?
Step up. Try to be there for someone. Because all my life, I can't figure it out for myself. I can't figure out what to do for myself. I can't figure out what my next step is. I can't figure out what I want. But what I saw was a little boy that needed a dad. So I became his dad. I did everything for that kid, from changing his diapers to taking him to see cool things, to loving on him, to being the stern father figure that doesn't let him get candy before 9 o'clock or after 9 o'clock, to playing video games with him, to teaching him how to ride a bike, everything. I wanted that for him.
That's great. I'm not telling you
I know,
that.
and it doesn't mean shit to you.
But something happened that day. You have to admit something happened that day. Something bad happened that day. The kid's dead. Obviously, something happened. Kids don't just die.
I know
something
they don't
happened.
just die. I found him in, I don't know if I put him in, if I was aggressive with him when I put him in the tub, or when I picked him up. I don't know.
That's not, like I said, this is not an this isn't just like a little tussle. This is a violent, repetitive shake. That's what it is. That's what causes this.
I would remember that, regardless if I was high on anything in the world. I feel like I would remember that. I feel like that would replay over and over in my head, and I wouldn't be able to live with it. Because I already can't live with the fact that I f***ed up so bad that I've hurt all these people. I was so careless that I've hurt all these people, and a little boy is dead because of me. A little boy that I love like my own kid. I mean, not it came out of my nutsack, but I loved him just the same. I did. I already hate myself. I do.
Okay. Jesse, this is going to haunt you. Okay? It is. And
it haunts me, the fact that he's dead.
But I don't understand how you can sit here and tell me that the way that little boy died is different from what happened.
I'm not telling you. I believe that he died that way, but I don't know if it was from me fucking picking him up. I don't know.
It's not how it works, man.
I know that's what you keep saying, but I don't know how it works.
I told you how it works. I That kid you grabbed onto him and shook him.
And you think it was me?
Yes, I told you that. That's no secret. I do. I think it was you. You were there. He was in your care. Am I wrong there?
Yes, he was.
He was in your
my
care.
He was in my care. And no point.
So he's in your care.
And shake him like that.
He's at the hospital and he's dead. Right in between there. He got shook. There's nobody else involved. It's just you. He got shook. That's it. He got shook and he died.
I don't recall a period of when.
Is it possible that it happened and you don't remember it? That for whatever reason,
I don't
you
know.
don't remember it.
But if I didn't remember, I wouldn't know. But as far as I can clearly tell you, every step that happened that week.
Could something lesser have happened?
What do you mean lesser?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Could
No,
something
what do you
happen
mean?
that maybe I'm making a mistake of it? You're making a mistake. Well, this happened, and you're not, because there's a lot of things that you're not that you.
But I've tried asking you. You say lesser, and I feel like as in lesser is in like something little that happened.
Yeah, were you upset and it wasn't a big blowout?
No.
Like I said, was there a wrestling match? I mean, tell me, like, what could have caused this? Give me some other details. What could have caused this? Because
you're really killing me. I know this is your job. I know you're trying to get in my head. I know you're trying
I'm not trying to get in your head.
No, you are. Honestly, God, it's your job.
I don't get in people's heads. I confront you with the truth.
You confront me.
With the truth.
Yes, with the truth. Because I guess you can't lie from a non-autopsy. But I don't.
You're right. It doesn't lie.
It doesn't lie, but I didn't shake him. I didn't. And if I did, I didn't do it on purpose.
The detective does not suspect that Hartley intended to fatally harm Brandon deliberately. In cases involving shaking incidents, it's often perceived that the adult's actions were an attempt to quiet or stop the child from crying, rather than a premeditated act of harm.
I don't recall any point where I shook him.
Okay.
Especially grabbed him like this and shook him. I don't know if carrying him from the bathtub to his car. He was moving around a lot. He was completely I don't know if maybe that caused it.
No.
I don't know. But I don't recall any point throughout our day or past days or ever where I even picked him up like this, let alone shook him like this.
Something like that doesn't necessarily occur with you holding him up. He could have been on the floor. Okay?
I don't.
Was it during a diaper or a pull-up change? Changing his clothes? He's got marks on him, Jesse, that don't account for anything else than something forceful. Okay, he had a horrific cut on his mouth from being hit. He had bite marks on his tongue. Okay, those things don't just happen from playing. They don't.
I wasn't saying they do.
Okay, Jesse, those things happened.
Okay.
It was brutal. His tongue is chewed up by his own teeth. That skin in between his gums and his upper lip is cut from being hit in the mouth. That doesn't just happen. It happens by force. That's it. That's the only
You
way.
also asked me if I touched him.
Okay. Well, let's not get there.
No, you're accusing me of all this stuff, and then you also accuse me of touching him. I just want you to know this is probably something you or anybody needs to know, but my girlfriend does every favor for me that I could ask for. So I promise you I wouldn't touch a little boy. That's disgusting. That is disgusting.
Okay. Let's go back to the face.
Back to the face.
How did he get that?
I have
That cut in his mouth. How did his tongue get?
Could it have been whenever he fell out of the chair? I don't know.
No, you would have noticed. You would have known. He would have cried for hours. He would have needed stitches. He would have been bleeding out of the mouth.
From what was on his tongue?
From his tongue being chewed up and that piece of skin that connects the gum and the lip being torn.
I'm assuming that's where the blood came from. He coughed up on me.
I don't know. Jesse, there wasn't water in his lungs.
What was in his lungs? What did I watch
Nothing.
come out of his lungs?
I guarantee it was probably blood.
There was not blood. I'm sorry, but it was like an orange and clear substance. If you don't believe me, ask the officer that was there doing CPR on him.
You said he ate Cheetos.
He didn't eat
Right.
Cheetos.
You told me he ate Cheetos.
Who told you he ate Cheetos?
You told me he had Cheetos after his lunch?
No, I didn't. I told you I gave him a cookie.
Okay.
So are you sure you know what you're talking about?
I know what I'm talking about, okay?
Because
Maybe it was
I never-
Shannon that
I
said he
never-
likes Cheetos. Maybe that was her telling me she
Maybe.
likes Cheetos.
Maybe, but I never told you anything about Cheetos. I said
Right.
a cookie. I said I gave him a cookie for eating all of his
Right.
breakfast.
Well, I'm telling you, he got hit in the face. He got hit in the mouth. Whether it was being pushed or hit, I don't know. But that skin was cut. And it doesn't just do that. It doesn't do that. Kids bump into stuff. It does not do that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just give you this one out and then we're done. And I'm gonna go finish my stuff and send it up and you're on your own. Okay? Jesse, if you got something to tell me about what happened.
When a child's death occurs with only one potential suspect, this individual will inevitably face intense scrutiny and challenging inquiries. When unable to provide a satisfactory explanation that could alter the perception of the death from murder to a tragic accident, skepticism towards their account is understandable.
I have to ask a question.
I know you have to ask questions. I know that, but you're like, oh, you're not telling me the truth. Whenever, I don't know.
Jesse, what you're telling me does not match up. It doesn't, not even close. So what am I supposed to think?
I don't know.
I don't either. But, like I said, man, this is your chance to clear the air and,
I'm so scared.
you know, what's got you scared? What are you scared of?
You're getting in my head, man. You really are.
How?
It's working. Your job is working, man.
How am I getting in your head?
Because you are. You
Doing
are.
what?
You know that's my job. You know that's your job. Please don't tell me it's not, because
Get in your
any
head?
private investigator's job is to go and sit down with someone, get in their head, get what they want out of them, and be done. Correct.
I'm getting in your head. I don't
Getting
think
in my
I'm
head.
smart enough to get in your head. I'm just asking point blank questions. That's it. I'm just asking you what happened. That's it. I'm not trying to mess with your head.
It's up real bad. It's up.
It seems this statement stands out as the most genuine and truthful remark made by Hartley throughout the entire interview.
I probably, you're right. I should have been honest from the beginning. I should have. It probably would have been a lot easier. There's no reason for me not to be. I dropped him. I literally dropped him.
Okay.
And then everything was true. The rest of it was true. The bath, everything. I dropped him when I was putting him in the bath. My dumb, what do? He's still conscious. He was still conscious, like I swear, he was still conscious. I was like, are you okay? He was crying. I got him to calm down. And I still stuck him in the bath. And I shouldn't have. I didn't think it was that bad, but I guess thinking about it, falling from this high down to a floor, is pretty bad.
Okay.
And I was really scared. I'm sorry I lied to you. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. But I swear it was an accident. And I swear I didn't mean to. I was just so scared. I'm still scared that you're going to use this against me, but I can't. I can't get around it. I can't. I dropped him. I'm sorry. It's just as careless as me leaving him in the bathtub, but it just makes me seem like such a person. But I was just trying to do what was best for him. I was trying to. I didn't want to make Shannon feel like she couldn't trust me with him alone. I sure as shit didn't want this right here to happen. I didn't. I should have just picked him up. I should have brought him to the hospital, but I didn't.
Okay.
I'm sorry I lied to you.
Don't apologize. It's okay.
It's not. I should have been honest. It would have made your life easier. It would have made my life easier.
It's okay. It's about you right now, okay?
It's not about me. It's about Brandon.
Okay.
His life is lost, and it's my fault. But please tell me you don't believe I did it on purpose.
I'll tell you what, let's go
I
back.
didn't do it on purpose.
Okay. Let's go back to the beginning, all right? And then give me all the details you can about what happened.
Everything was the same. Everything.
Okay.
From the time we woke up, him eating, him falling out of the chair, me moving. I moved the end table from the living room into his room and set up a chair in there so he could eat in there. And then we played the video game, or we played with his cars, played the video game, went back into his room, we watched Boss Baby. I took him to his bath, and when I was bringing him in there, he walked in there, I took his clothes off, I picked him up, and he dropped him, and he like hit his head on the step, of the bathtub, and fell to the ground, and he just started crying, and it felt like a piece of shit, and I picked him up, and I calmed him down, and I just kind of gently shook him. I calmed him down, and he finally stopped crying. He didn't, where I feel like I was so dumb is like he didn't really seem like he was conscious. And I was like, "You okay, buddy?" And he's like, "Yeah." But he didn't seem like himself, and I still stuck him in the bath. And I shouldn't have. I should have took him to the hospital. But I swear, I did find him unconscious. I pulled him out. I did perform CPR on him. I did freak out. Everything else of it was true. I just didn't tell you the part where it dropped.
What part of his head did he hit, Jesse?
The back. I was holding him like this, and I just dropped him, and he hit like. Let me see. Yeah, the side of his head.
Okay. Is that where the wet wax come from? Cleaning that up?
Yeah. He did have a bit of blood coming, not quite a bit, but a little bit of blood, so I went and grabbed some wet naps, and I just started cleaning his face up, and it stopped bleeding, so I just stuck him in the tub.
What part of his face was bleeding?
Just out of his mouth.
It's coming out of his mouth?
Yeah.
So he fell straight onto his back, the back of his head?
You said that there was stuff, cut marks in his lip. I'm assuming he probably bit his...
Hartley seems to be utilizing the information provided by the detective to construct a more plausible version of events. However, despite his efforts, he struggles to align all the details accurately, resulting in inconsistencies in his narrative.
But he didn't hit his face.
No, I didn't.
He hit the back of his head.
I'm pretty sure, yes. He hit the back of his head.
Was the back of his head bleeding?
No.
Where anything out of his ears?
Not that I know of, no, not that I saw.
Nose or mouth? Just...
I think a little bit came out of his nose, and like some out of his mouth. Like, mainly what I saw was out of his mouth. I didn't see any from the back of his head. I didn't see any from his ears. I just saw what was on his mouth. And that's honestly kind of made me think, like, I don't know, maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I was careless.
So how did you drop him? What? So he took his clothes all the way off?
Slipped out. He just slipped out. And I was literally picking him up to go from the ground to the bathtub, because it's a pretty high bathtub.
Okay.
And he just dropped him. I was careless. I promise you I wasn't high. I would tell you if I was. I wasn't high. I wasn't on anything.
Okay. Was he throwing a fit? I mean,
No.
did he just squirm out? Like how?
No, he slipped out of my hands.
Was he naked when he slipped out of your hands?
Yeah.
Okay. And you put him in the bathtub?
After I, cleaned him up.
You cleaned him up, put him in the bathtub, and he was conscious?
He was conscious when I left, and that's whenever I went into the kitchen and threw away the wet naps. And I did get a drink. That wasn't a lie either. And then I went back and I found him unconscious.
Okay. When you put him in the tub after he hit his head, you said he was crying.
He was done crying by the time I put him back in the bathtub.
Is that where the blood came from on your shirt? Or was that after you got him out?
I'm assuming it was from, because whenever he initially fell, I picked him up, and I held him for a second, and like I told you, held him for a second and shook him up and down to calm him down. He calmed down, he set him back down on the floor, and that's when I grabbed the wipes. I wiped him up, and then I picked him back up and I put him back down.
Okay.
So yes, maybe some blood got on my shirt when I picked him up.
Was there any blood in the bathtub
Not that
when
I
you got
know.
him? When you picked him up out of there?
I didn't even look.
Okay. So you say he was face down when you walked back in?
Yeah. It looked like he had fallen forward, like literally was sitting and fallen forward.
Okay. Anything else you can think of, Jesse? I just want to make sure I understand it all right. You had given him a bath. He took his clothes off. You picked him up to go put him in the tub. He slipped out of your hands. He fell and hit the back of his head, correct? And you cried a little bit. You picked him up.
He didn't cry a little bit. He was crying pretty hard, but I calmed him down. I could usually calm him down pretty well.
Okay. And then you went and got wipes. And you cleaned him up while you were holding him before you put him in the tub?
I wasn't holding him. He was standing up.
Okay. But you cleaned up the blood from his face?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. It was coming, said, from his nose. Or his mouth?
It was from his mouth.
From his mouth.
I think I saw it. I wasn't sure if it was from me wiping his face, but there was some above his nose, like right here. Or
Do
under
you
his
have any
nose.
idea how he would have hit his mouth? Did he hit and roll? How would he have?
It honestly happened real fast. It just dropped him, and then like it happened like that. Like it dropped him, and I was like, oh shit, and I picked him right back up. Like he could have. I don't know.
Right. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I shouldn't tell you the truth. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Is there anything else you can think of?
No. I'm sorry, I'm so careless.
You don't have to apologize.
I'm so sorry though, and I'm gonna be sorry till the day I die. Whether I spend years in prison or not, or if I get let off, I don't know. Regardless, I'm gonna live with this for the rest of my life, and the fact that I was so careless, I don't know if I'll ever be able to have another kid again. I don't know.
It's a tragic deal, that is, for certain, all the way around. It's really sad.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize to me. Really.
I like you,
I'm not
but
offended.
I'm sorry.
Especially people lie to me every day.
I know, but
Okay. That's
I'm
why I
sorry.
ask questions. It's okay.
I just didn't.
Expressing remorse won't suffice to shield Hartley from facing serious charges, which appear to be his attempt to evade legal repercussions.
I don't know why I didn't think that was a big deal. I thought maybe it would save my in the long run, but
No, like I
it
told you.
just got me in trouble more. It made me out to be a liar.
Right.
And that's the opposite of what I wanted. I just want you to know I'm being honest with you now. I'm telling you
Okay.
everything.
So, because there's, like I said, there's bruises all over that kid's body that, you know, him hitting his head wouldn't have caused this other
He
stuff.
did have bruises before that day. Like he did have like one on his arm. He had the little dot on his forehead, and he had on one side right here. That's the only bruises I know of.
And he's got multiple bruises,
Yeah.
over here and here.
I know. I saw afterwards. I saw the ones right here. That's the only new ones that I saw was right here.
Any idea where those could have come from?
Maybe me picking him up off the ground. I don't know. I didn't grab him by the face or anything. I don't know how I could have caused those. I really don't.
Anything else you can think of? Well,
But I'm being serious with you. Whenever like he was completely limp whenever I was carrying him, and I was running around like a madman. Like I don't know. I want to say that it was from that, but I can't say that because I don't know.
okay.
But he was limp in my arms, and I was running around, and I could feel his arms hitting me, and his legs hitting me, and his head going back and forth.
anything else comes to mind, okay? Like I said, we may not talk again, but if something comes up that you think I need to know, get a hold of somebody. They'll know where to find me, okay?
Did I give you what you want?
Like I said, I don't come in here like wanting things.
No, I know, I'm sorry. I put that really wrong, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make that up. I meant
that's more accurate.
Are you gonna help me?
Like I said.
I don't want to be out to be a liar, so I'm trying to be I'm not even trying. I am now 100% honest with you. That was the only thing that I was leaving out. Was the fact that I dropped. Yeah, I know.
Right?
I shouldn't have left it out. I'm sorry.
You were pretty adamant that didn't happen, so you gotta understand.
I know. But that's all I could think about was the fact that I dropped him, and I couldn't not tell you. And I as I laid in my cell, the entire time, that's the only thing I could think about. Trust me, like if there was more, I'd be telling you. If there was more, I'd be telling you. I promise, because that one thing fucking haunts me. That haunts me, and that haunted me that I didn't tell you guys. It haunted me that I didn't tell Shannon. It just haunted me. It did. It really f***ed me up, and it's still f***ing me up. Everybody else, my mom tells me that everybody else knows that I didn't do it on purpose. But everybody else's opinion doesn't really matter. Yours, prosecutors, and the judges is what matters. And you guys, opinion, right? I know, but it is sort of your opinion, because if you think I'm sitting here still continuing to lie to you, then that's what you're going to tell the prosecutor. So if your opinion is that I'm still lying to you, you're going to tell the prosecutor that I'm lying to you, so that your opinion does matter. In a chain effect.
I understand what you're saying. And I'm going to write what you told me. Okay?
I got to be adamant about the fact. Someone. I just want him back. I want to hold him again. I messed up really bad. I was really careless. I'm so sorry. I don't want to spend the rest of my life in prison.
Hartley is deeply troubled by the prospect of a life sentence in prison. While there might be a possibility of negotiating a reduced sentence, it's almost certain that he will face a substantial period of imprisonment.
I don't even want to be in jail till the 7th for this, but I know I have to. I'm just so scared. I'm 18, and I tried to do my best with him. I tried. I wanted to give him everything I never had. And I was just so careless. I couldn't even give him what my piece of stepdads gave me, which was life. I couldn't even give him that. I tried. I'm scared. And now I'm so scared. I miss him so much, and I miss Shannon so much. I'm so sorry. I should have been honest with you.
Is there anything else you want to add about before we close out?
No.
Okay. Alright, then we'll go ahead and end this, and I'll get you back there, okay? You can have a little time by yourself.
I don't know if I want to be alone. I feel like such a piece of shit. I do. Whether you think I did it on purpose or not, I'm going to live with this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I know that. I do.
My life's already really messed up. How am I supposed to continue with this?
You just do the best you can.
Can I please see a counselor like right now? I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to. I don't want to die, but I don't want to live with this. I don't.
counselor, okay?
How am I supposed to live with this? I don't know what to do.
Let's get you a counselor, somebody to talk to, okay? I don't know what to tell you there. I can't give you advice there, man. But just hang in there, okay?
It's hard, I'm trying. But how am I supposed to hang in there when... On top of that, you guys think I touched him. You said that to me the other day. You told me, like, he's got tears in his anal cavity, or whatever you want to call it. I would never do that to him. And to hear that, it just makes me wonder where they came from. And I don't want you guys to put that on me, because it didn't come from me. They didn't. I don't know.
So, you're saying that, because that was a real thing?
Yeah, I'm aware of it. It was in my
Obviously,
search warrant. I know. I read it every 10 minutes. I read it. And I promise you, the hair loss, honest to God, it was previous. It was from his shampoo, I swear to God. I told you I was being honest with you about that. You can ask Shannon, you can go to that doctor I told you about. It was from his shampoo.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right. So going back, we got your DNA, right?
Yeah.
And we did an anal swab of him. Is there any chance?
No, there's not. I promise you, there's no chance. And if there is, I will plead guilty. I will plead guilty 100%. There's no chance. No way. No way. I would never.
Okay.
Like I told you, you probably don't want to hear it. My girlfriend does every sexual favor I would ask her for. There's no way. I find that disgusting. I find it absolutely disgusting, and honest to God, I feel like and people do that to children should be killed on sight. This may be harsh, may sound harsh, but it's true. It's disgusting.
Okay.
I would never wish that upon him, and the more I think about it, it pisses me off, because I know it wasn't me, but if it wasn't me, who was it?
Right.
Who did that to him? I really hope that you guys try to figure that out and don't just leave it at that.
Okay.
They didn't do that to him.
Okay. Like I said, we got that stuff, we'll be sent off, and just...
Okay.
That,
Well, promise me that when it comes back negative that I didn't do it, you guys won't just leave it at that.
We won't leave it at that.
Please. Because that pisses me off.
Right.
That pisses me off a lot. And like I told you before, I've had my thoughts about her sister and the way her sister treats him, because her sister doesn't treat her own daughter very well. So it worried me about the way she treats Brandon. And my mom, I told my mom that today. I told my mom about the tears, and she started crying, and she's like, I know that wasn't you, and I feel like I know who that was, and if I need to, I will be honest about it. And she thinks it's the same person, because it's just not good. This is just not good. I'm so scared.
Alright, Liz, he'll get you back there. It's 2:28.
Please, can I talk to a counselor?
Yes, we will go.
I don't want to be by myself.
Okay, well, I've got to put you back in there, right? That's what I have to do, and then I will go straight to the detention officers and tell them you want to see a counselor. Okay? Alright, we're going to shut this down. Alright, we're going to get you back in the cuffs for a minute until we get you to the other side.
I know you can't do a lot, but please. I did my part. And I know you can't do a lot, but please tell me you'll help me the best you can.
Like I said, what you told me is what I'm going to write. And I'm not going to say, I think. What you said and what the doctor said, okay? That's how it works. I don't offer my opinion.
Legally, Detectives cannot provide specific legal advice or guarantee outcomes regarding charges or sentencing for a suspect.
Information and I pass it on. That's what I do. Okay? All right, when turn around, we'll get you back there. All right, my friend. Let's take it back.
After extensive deliberation lasting 4 hours, the jury reached a verdict, finding Hartley guilty of first-degree murder from the aggravated child abuse he recklessly inflicted. As the state chose not to pursue the death penalty, Hartley received a life sentence in prison. Despite appealing this decision, the court upheld the sentence in 2021. Remember, it's your curiosity that fuels this channel. Keep exploring, stay inspired, and join us for more amazing content next time.